I mentioned that XRP can get to some pretty high prices. And some would even say that the price that it's at now, if we mentioned this a year ago, that they would even say that this is too high of a price. They would say that $100-200 billion market cap is too much for XRP to hit. But then now that's kind of out the window, and all of the other predictions are coming up, right? Especially when you talk to those same people that say, oh, you know what? Well, you also said. It's like, well, okay, now you just want to continue this argument until, I'm wrong in the long run, which in the long run, it's going to take a while for me to actually be wrong. And if I'm wrong, I will say that I am wrong. However, there's many pieces that I have been right on so far. And seeing that XRP grew to $100 billion market cap, seeing how XRP reached a 60, 70, 90 billion-dollar market cap, and now approaching, or actually finding a way to approach, the $200 billion market cap, it shows life and how far this can go. So, in this video, I want to talk about XRP. I want to mention a few things with you. I want to mainly focus on what we're seeing from a supply, because I think when it comes to people bringing up these arguments and where it can go, they say the escrow is going to be a problem, right? The overall supply is going to be a problem to where I believe the predictions of the prices are going to go. Now, while that is slightly true, and seeing higher supplies means that you have to hit higher market caps for lower prices, you also have to understand that in the long run, market cap might not matter with XRP depending on what we end up seeing with it. But let's talk about it and how this may destroy XRP's price predictions. Guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more of these videos. Also, make sure you check out some of the links down below. It does help out the channel. And if you guys want to follow me on Twitter or follow me on Patreon at Perry8K, you can follow me over there. Now, don't forget about my link for BTCC if you guys are interested in signing up for a great platform that I've been able to utilize for 9 months now. Feel free to check it out. You can get a 10% deposit bonus when you specifically use my link, and extra bonuses up to $10,055, 40% lower trading fees, and you can trade all the way up to a 500x leverage. I've been able to leverage trade outright, and demo trade whenever I feel like my strategy just isn't working. More recently, I've been doing my 100K challenge, right? And before I left for vacation, I noticed that I was losing a decent amount, right? And seeing that, I went back to the drawing board to check on my strategy, my short-term strategy, because it didn't seem to be working. So that's where I was able to test that strategy and continue to consistently make trades on that in order to get better at what I'm doing over here. So if you guys want to do that, feel free to check it out. Link is at the top of the description. Now, XRP. Where does it stand? XRP is currently at $2.23. We did see some movement over this last week. I know I've been gone for about a week, haven't done anything or said anything or preached to anybody or whatever. I know I've been gone for a while, but it's currently at $2.23. We're also seeing that in the last year, it is up by 353%. In the last day, it's down by 2.7, almost 3%. In the last 7 days, it's up by 3.19%. You can see the levels of increase that it did have. We did see this fall down on the 5th. We saw this pick up a little bit. It got up to a level of $2.18 before increasing again to $2.29. But then decreasing here and then getting up above that $2.30 mark to $2.33 of a high. Now, we are seeing a decrease a little bit from that level, which is good. It's healthy, right? You're going to see people that decide to get out really quickly, whether it's short term or whether it's some people in the long term that hit their cost basis or hit a profit target where they're like, you know what, I just want to get out of the play. I'm done holding and I'm done with crypto. That's perfectly fine. We're also seeing the important piece of what we're talking about here today, which is the supply. 99.98 billion coins in supply. The max supply 100 billion, and the circulating supply is 58 billion. Now, when it comes to this supply, what is the difference between the total and the circulating supply is what gets people worried. Many people will say that supply bothers me, right? The fact that you have a decent amount that's still left on the table. You still have 42 billion coins that's out there, almost 40. I guess it would be more closer to 41, but you have 41 billion coins that's out there that could be released into the wild, meaning that you would dilute the overall price. And basically, let's just say that we would end up cutting it in half with this current market cap. $131 billion market cap would be a $1 price, $1.30 price at that moment, at that level. Because if you have 100 billion coins and you look at a $130 billion market cap, you essentially have 100 billion for $1, 31 billion for 31 cents, right? So $1.31 instead of the $2.23 mark and where we stand. So many people believe that this would be the downfall of XRP, and that's not the case, right? If you look at one of my charts, right, I try to project out a lot of information, and it's not necessarily just to project this out to say that it's going to hit 100 billion today, because that's not going to be the case. But they are releasing 1 billion per month is what they say. I haven't seen it. It's been more like 400 million. But either way, we're still seeing a certain amount that's being released every single month to get us up to this 58.8. Now, 58.8 at a level of $1 is 58.8 billion. If you talk about 100 billion at a level of $1, it's 100 billion. If we decided to look at where this is at, a $10 level would be a $588 billion market cap. A $20 price would be a $1.1 trillion market cap. Now almost 1.2. Now I believe that that's going to happen, right? We're going to see a $1+ trillion market cap. But then you start talking about these even higher prices. It starts to add up. You get to $50, and that is a $2.9 trillion market cap. A $100 price is a $5.8 billion or trillion dollar market cap. So what happens when you add 100 million coins to the table? If we're looking at 100 million or 100 billion here, let's minus out everything else and just say it's 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, right? 100 billion, meaning that again, a level of $1 is $100 billion market cap. A level of $10 is a $1 trillion market cap. $20 is $2 trillion, and so on and so forth. Meaning that if you get to a $100 price, it's a $10 trillion market cap. It starts to get into the point where many people believe that that's unlikely that that's going to happen. But you have to understand XRP can potentially be used for many different things and will be implemented for many different things. You will see Ripple's payment option be implemented within banks. Standard transactions and use is going to be a huge thing. And also, when you do see that 100 billion, first of all, you'll never see 100 billion coins because you already are at 99.9 billion because you do have a burn mechanism, which we'll talk about in a later video. But when you talk about that, that 99 billion that's out there, it doesn't stop the fact that we still are going to have a heavy use for it. And it's going to be worth multiple trillions of dollars as we move forward. But those realistic levels that many people will select of $100 or below now start to inch their way up, right? You start to look at closer to where you were at, a $5 trillion market cap, $50 price point. But it doesn't destroy where I believe that things are going, because in the end, when you start seeing major movement and major use and major adoption, that's where market cap may not matter, right? And it might have to be excluded from what crypto, where we look at when it comes to the crypto market. And you might be looking at this as its own thing, kind of like how you look at the dollar as its own thing in this world of currencies that's out there, right? So, in my opinion, it's not going to destroy anything. Don't be worried. You can't be worried about the supply the entire time. They're going to be adding the supply, but it's not going to be something that majorly impacts, especially where we are at $2 and some odd cents. It would have affected it. It wouldn't even have affected it in the past, but you would have seen, without the volume, you would have seen some major movement downward for the price, meaning that you have a better time or a better opportunity to buy into it. So don't worry about it. Guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you think about the supply. Is it going to be something that dangerously affects our gains as well as the growth potential of XRP? Or should we not worry about it? Guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell for more of these videos. Also, make sure you check out some of the links down below. It does help out the channel. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.